G'day viewers, welcome to Linke Rheinstrecke and the DB BR110. Now I've done a tutorial on this one before and it's not actually different, but I figured I'd do one for LHR anyway, just so that we can cover all our bases. So you come inside, first thing you always do is sit in the driver's chair. That applies to every train. Next thing you do is pop your reverser in and put it into forward. That combination means that you have always taken control of your train. Next up, turn our brake key to on. Let's unlock our doors. So there is a door switch for that you can use if you want to, or you can just do what I did and use the keyboard. Alright, let's just jump up because I want to turn on some safety systems. So I want to turn on, first up, that's pantograph selection. Brake selector up here, so if you're not towing a passenger train you might want to change that to P or G, but R is correct for a passenger train. And down here we have PZB, which I'll turn on. You can turn on LZB as well, but this route doesn't have LZB, so I won't. PZB is the whack-a-mole thing that makes you behave yourself when braking. CIFA is the barky yappy dog that just makes sure you're awake. Alright, back in the chair. What am I forgetting? We've got contact signaler down here. We have manual control of the wipers if you want to, but you can also just turn them on. And there's a speed control here as well. So I'll just turn that off again. What haven't I done yet? I feel like I haven't done headlights yet. I'm trying to remember where the headlights are on the DB BR110. So we've got the master lights on. I did see the lights were already on outside. But I want to know, where are the switches? Where are the switches? There'll be switches somewhere. Surely. Surely there's switches somewhere. Cab light, instrument light, reading light, heater. No, I've got an NVIDIA card. I don't need a heater. Okay, there's our signal lights. So they're the headlights that are on now. The top light's on. And there we go. There's our tail lights. So we can turn our tail lights on if we wanted to. Good, that's that settled then. It's been a little while since I've been in the DB BR110. It's a fascinating locomotive. Now it uses a tap changer, so that's the big steering wheel. And word to the wise, be gentle. Oh, I haven't released the brakes. What a clown. Alright, let's put the brakes into release. And we'll see that starting to happen. There we go, brake pipes going up there. And our yellow needle down here, which is our brake cylinder, is dropping. Very good. Got a horn. German people never use the horn. You can even turn the horn off. Look at this. Isn't that clever? Oh, just because you can. Oh yeah, windows. Oh, not the door. Get it in the right place. Windows. And you've got blinds if you don't want to be able to see, or you want to be able to partially see. Let's put that there. That'll be good. That's about it. I think we're ready to go. Let's tap up. Start generating some power. Keep your power under about 40 on here and you'll be quite happy. We are in monitoring and the PZB helper tells me it's safe to release, so I shall. We'll keep tapping up. Every time the yellow needle here starts to drop, you can tap up to the next tap. Don't get carried away. If you go too hard, you will blow the circuit breaker, which is over here somewhere. There it is. You'll have to reset. You can also drop your pantograph if it excites you, but you don't need to. There's CIFA, so I'll acknowledge CIFA. We had a little light come on down there. I didn't let it beep. Keep going along on our cruise. Might be a signal I have to acknowledge because it's got a yellow light. Not actually sure. I'm still getting used to the signals on this one. No, the PZB helper tells me no. Don't need to do that. Alright, I'm going to let CIFA stop me the next time it comes on because I want to show you how to get out of that. There we go. CIFA lights come on down here. CIFA's beeping. And I'm ignoring you, CIFA. CIFA is now responding by stopping me. So first thing to do is tap back down to 0. Acknowledge CIFA. And you'll see that the brake pipe is now pumping back up again. And when that gets up about 4 bar, you'll see the other yellow needle down here will start to drop. There it goes, it's now dropping. So as the brakes start to come off, we can tap up again. Usual deal, don't tap too hard. Now the brakes are still coming off in the rest of the train, so it might be a little while before we move. It's worth tapping on a little just before the brakes come off, because if you're on a hill, you want to stop yourself rolling back. Alright, we are moving. Remember, each time we tap up, oh, that was close. I double tapped. Don't double tap. Double tap bad. Alright, let's get some speed up and I'll show you the dynamic brake. And then I'll show you using the air brake. Just get us up to about 50 k's or so. CIFA again, so I'll acknowledge CIFA. CIFA is a tap and hold for a little while. Alright, I'm going to tap us back down to 0 now. For 0 is just an idling position, it just lets you coast. And we're going to use the dynamic brake. So we've got 3 brake handles here, the dynamic brake, the direct brake, which only operates on the locomotive, not the train. It's very rough if you brake with that one, by the way. If you brake with that, your carriages will go bonk, bonk, bonk into the back of you. And this is the driver's brake, which applies an air brake to the whole train. The driver's brake and the dynamic brake are tied together. So if I move this one will move. But I can also move the dynamic brake independently. You can hear it go clunk. We are starting to travel into the bremsen or slower side of the gauge here, and it is starting to slow us down just a little bit. So you can apply more and it will slow you down more. It's used for when you want to maintain your speed on a hill, but you don't want to keep using the air brake over and over. Alright, let's just pop that off. Now that they're both in running and the off position, they'll be tied together again. So what if you want to stop? Well, just use the driver's brake. You can pop that into the minimum position and it'll start braking you. If you want to slow down quicker, just give it some more. It's a self-lapping brake, which means you don't need to worry about it. Now you notice that the driver's brake and CIFA are both, sorry, not CIFA, and the dynamic are working together. And I can release them both, and again, they just drop back to 0. Alright, now, what about shutting down and changing ends? So put your driver's brake into off, put your reverser back into off, take your brake key and set that to off, take your reverser out, stand up, turn off, right ones, turn off the signal lights, there's 3 I think, there we go, turn on your tail lights. You can leave the safety switches safety system switches turned on, it doesn't matter. You'll have to turn it on again at the other end, but it's always worth it. There we go, so we've got our tail lights set up. Only one of them's on. I did turn on 2 switches then. Bit weird. But anyway, it's ready to go up to the other end and jump into the cab car and drive it away. Now we're not going to do that because you can have a look at the tutorial on the cab car if you want to know how to drive that. Well, that's it for this tutorial. Short and sweet as always. If you've got any questions, chuck them down in the comments below and I will see what I can do to help you out. This has been the DB BR110 on Linke Rheinstrecke. I hope you really enjoy it. See you later. Bye now.